Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off lying down. Bring yourself onto your back, extend your legs long and heavy in front of you, and bring your arms to a comfortable place. Allow your eyes to close. Today's session is going to be pretty restorative. We're going to be staying low to the ground. We'll start off by taking some big breaths. Exhale all of your breath and your air out. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Hold your breath for a moment at the top. And then open your mouth and let something go. Big exhale. Find a few more big breaths, just like that. Allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper and heavier into the ground with every breath. And we'll start to move by pulling your knees into your chest. Grab hold of fingers or wrists or forearms. You can stay still or you can take a little easy movement from side to side, just a gentle rocking. Try to keep the back of your head on the mat, keep your neck nice and long. And then bring your legs out to a happy baby. So you can grab the insides or outsides of your feet or ankles. Pull your knees to your armpits. Another option to stay still or find a bit of movement here, a little side to side movement. Take a big breath into your belly. And exhale. And take that again, nice full big breath in. And take a full exhale. We're gonna move this into a one-legged happy baby. So keep your right foot. Extend your left leg long on the ground. This might activate a little bit of stretch and opening into the front of your left hip flexor. And start to take some little circles into your right hip socket with your hand on your foot or your ankle. And then start to move your right foot so it comes across your body into a big open twist. So allow the right leg to be as straight or bent as it needs to be. Extend your right arm out to the side. Maybe bring your gaze over to your right palm. Take a few big breaths here. And slowly bring your right leg back to where it was, that one-legged happy baby, and then take your right leg out to the right side. So now we're investigating, exploring a bit more into the inner thigh and groin area, especially of that right leg. And we'll move this into a figure 4. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, your left thigh. Option to bring your left foot up off the ground for your figure 4. I like to grab hold of my right shin, but you can also thread your hands underneath your left thigh. Flex both of your feet a lot, maybe take a little side to side movement. Notice if you're holding on to tension in your shoulders or your jaw, try to release that tension, find a little bit of wiggle of movement in those places and those areas. And take those big deep breaths into this stretch. Allow your right knee to open just a little more generously out to the right. We're going to switch everything. So extend your right leg long. Find one-legged happy baby with your left leg and take a few moments just to circle your left hip joint. Find a bit of movement into your left leg, one direction, the other direction. And then take your left foot, bring it across your body, all the way across so you come into a twist. So your left leg can be as extended or as bent as feels comfortable in your body. Extend your left arm out to the left. Maybe bring your gaze that way as well. And take a few moments of big breaths into this twist. Breathe into your ribs, breathe into your belly. And as you exhale, allow yourself to twist a little deeper. Slowly bring yourself out of this. Take your left leg up overhead and out to the left side. So you're coming into an inner thigh and groin stretch, mostly for your left side, but also feeling a little through the right as well. Nice opening through the front right hip. And then transition once again into your figure 4. So your left ankle can cross over your right knee. Option to bring your right foot up off the ground. You can bring your hands around your left shin or maybe thread your hands underneath your right thigh for your figure 4. Keep your butt bones planted on the mat as best you can. Notice tension you're holding on to in your shoulders or your face. Try to let that go with a little bit of movement. It may feel strange. We just want to find looseness in those areas that we're not actively stretching. Breathe into your belly. Think of shooting that breath right into your left hip. Take a big breath in. And then release the stretch. Pull your knees into your chest and rock and roll your way up to a sitting position. Extend your legs so they come long in front of you. Reach your arms up overhead and release your body up and over your legs. Seated forward fold. Now I've got my feet flexed up towards the ceiling for a little additional calf stretch. You of course can take this option as well, or you can just let your feet be lazy and take a little more focus into the hamstrings, into the back, or into the neck. Once again, find a moment to just shake your head no, nod your head yes. Notice what tension you may be holding on to in this forward fold. And your breath is your friend here. So try to bring as much breath as you can into the stretch. Feel your torso fill up like a balloon with every inhale. And every exhale, allow your torso to get a little heavier onto your legs, onto your thighs and your shins. Stack through your vertebrae as you come up to sit. And come around to an all fours position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Then we'll move into some very gentle circular motion through the head, the neck, the spine. So keep your fingers spread nice and wide, but start to find this generous circular motion. So it can start with the head, it can move into the shoulders, the upper back, the lower back, and then the hips also. Should be involving all of those body parts. Your breath doesn't have to match anything. Just make sure that you are infusing your breath with movement, but this should feel more unique than anything to your own body, what you're needing. Sit back into a child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels. Stretch your fingertips out long in front of you. This is an opportunity to come back to the breath we established when you were lying on your back. Feel the space between your shoulder blades as you breathe in. Feel your back ribs expand. And as you exhale, feel your hip bones widen, almost like your butt could sink a little bit heavier onto your heels. Bend your right elbow, crawl your left fingertips forward, bring your left ear down to the mat. This is an opportunity to feel a little more stretch along the left side body. Try to push a little bit of pressure into your left palm. Your hips could lift slightly away from your heels. And then think of your hips pulling away from your left fingertips. We're going to switch this up. Bend your left elbow. Crawl your right fingertips forward. Find a bit of a twist through your upper body. Allow your right ear to come down towards the ground. Pull your hips away from your right fingertips and find that same stretch, the pull of your right rib away from your right hip. Breathe into this space. And then slowly bring yourself up to a kneeling sitting position. We're going to take a series of gentle neck stretches and openers. Start by bringing your chin down to your chest. Roll your right ear towards your right shoulder and start to make a big head and neck circle all the way around to the right so your chin comes back to your chest. And then take that in the same direction. Nice, big, juicy head circle. Try to allow your head to fall back. And then move this in the opposite direction, left ear over towards the left shoulder. And find this big, juicy head roll. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And then find that again. Imagine your neck being super loose and elastic here as you move around. And then bring your gaze back forward. Chin lifted, nice and tall. Reach your arms out. Cross your left arm over your body. Catch with your right arm. Take a moment, pull your left shoulder down. An option to tip your right ear towards your right shoulder and find just a little bit of movement there. Just to get a bit deeper into the neck as well as the shoulder. Take a big breath in. Bring yourself back upright. Open your arms nice and wide, fingertip to fingertip. Swap sides so the right arm can come across your body. Catch with your left arm. Pull the right shoulder down your back, and then option to tip your left ear towards your left shoulder and find a bit of movement in your head and your neck. Maybe even a bit of movement into your jaw here. just to feel a little more stretch into the neck, into the throat, and into the shoulder as well. Bring yourself back upright, open your arms wide. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine, and now bring your right fist over towards your left waist. Tip your left ear over towards your left shoulder and find a bit of movement here. I like to open my mouth really wide and maybe move my jaw around. You can rotate your chin over towards your left shoulder. Just some very gentle movement. Make it unique, whatever you feel that you're needing. Feel free to pause in any place where you're feeling a good stretch. We'll take this the other way. So interlace your fingers, pull your left fist over towards your right waist, lower your right ear towards your right shoulder, and find a little bit of movement here. Gentle movement through the head, maybe some movement into the jaw. And allow a little bit of experimentation. Maybe you're feeling a little tighter in the front of your throat on one side versus the other side. Just kind of check in. Keep that nice length. Take a big breath. And then slowly bring yourself back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Once again, shift your legs out in front of you. You're going to come into a butterfly position, so bring the bottoms of your feet together. You can bring your hands onto your ankles and release your body over. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Breathe here. You can extend your fingertips in front of you, or you can bring your hands so they're attached to your feet or your ankles. That same sensation in child's pose is sending the breath between the space in your shoulder blades. Every exhale, allow the torso to go a little deeper. Crawl your fingertips over to the right corner of your mat. Try to keep your left butt bone plugged down into the ground. Maybe even experiencing a nice opening into the left side body. And then switch, crawl your fingertips over to the left corner. Try to keep your right butt bone plugged into the mat. And just breathe here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Bring yourself back to center. Roll up, extend your legs long. Once again, shift your butt bones from side to side. Reach your arms up overhead, and we'll come back into a seated forward fold. Doing something once is usually not effective. Option to flex your feet up towards the ceiling, option to let your feet be floppy. Notice any differences you may feel in this second forward fold. Breathe heavy, breathe deep. Come out of this, roll yourself up to sit, and make your way down onto your back. Stretch your legs long. Interlace your fingers at the base of your neck. Pull your elbows in. Take just a moment to tuck your chin to your chest. Find a little bit of movement, some additional stretch through the back of your neck. And then lower your head with control. Bring your arms to your side. Allow your eyes to close. And we'll take these final few moments in stillness and silence, an opportunity to come back to the breath and notice any shifts in your body. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.